Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it, ready to have a little bit of fun with benchmark bourbon. Woo! All right. So the last couple of reviews, I had 4-gate, I had barrel bourbon, batch 33. So a little bit more on the higher end from a price standpoint. So a lot of people are like, hey, Judge, review some whiskey that's a little bit more affordable. So I'm going to go ahead and review benchmark bourbon. Oddly enough, as many reviews as I had, which is a couple hundred now, I've actually never reviewed on the channel, at least, a benchmark product. All right, so we're going to dive into this one today. So we have a benchmark. So let's kind of just give like the Cliff Notes version. So benchmark, when you think of it, obviously this is a Buffalo Trace sub product. A lot of people in the whiskey world will refer to it as like, you know, let's call it like Stagg Jr, like the baby Stagg Jr or Stagg Jr like, if you will. People say that a lot of times because it does have the same mash bill, so it's mash bill number 1. So they come from the same family, but it's obviously, of course, not the exact same product. They're not aged the exact same time frame, not the same warehouses. So there are a lot of other differences as well. Hence the reason why a lot of people will say a lot of times like it's like the Stagg Jr or baby Stagg Jr. So yeah, same family, but obviously not the same product. One cool thing I will say though that, you know, about the benchmark product itself is that you'll see right here on the front of the bottle, you'll see McAfee brothers. So the McAfee brothers, you had George, Robert, and James. They were like early pioneers way back, even before Kentucky became Kentucky. So they left like a benchmark behind. So this is kind of paying tribute to them and the benchmark they left behind. So which is really cool. You'll see that right on the front of the bottle. And then the last thing I'll say about benchmark as a whole, there are actually, I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit. There are 6 different types of benchmarks. That's crazy. 6, which is pretty cool. So they have, oh, hold on, let me pour this a little bit real quick. Let me get to this nose as well. So they have obviously this one here, which is the full proof coming in 125 proof. They also have the single barrel. Oh, not bad nose. The single barrel, by the way, which is 95 proof. They also have the bottled and bond, which of course obviously is 100 proof. They have the small batch, which is 90. The top floor, which is 86, and the original benchmark, benchmark number 8, which is 80 proof. So 6 different versions of the benchmark product. Now, I will say from the availability standpoint, which is interesting, I only see the original, like number 8, around me here in Delaware. I never see any of the other ones. So if you saw my video, Bourbon Hunting in Florida, almost every liquor store in Florida had, if not the entire, all 6 of them, they had like 3 or 4 or the majority as a whole. So it's pretty cool. So obviously from the availability standpoint, it does vary by state. It really does. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. So the last thing I'll say about this one is that no age statement. So we don't know exactly what the age is. All we know is that it's 125 proof. It's a $23 bottle, so all of them range anywhere from $10, all 6, from 10 to 23, 25 bucks. I think this one is probably the most expensive, the full proof, at about 23, 24 bucks, which is what I paid for it again down in Florida. So a $23, $25 bottle of bourbon, 125 proof. I love the whole thing with the full proof. They're basically benchmark in this case, or Buffalo Trace. They're matching the proof that the whiskey enters the barrel. They're capping it and putting it out at 125 proof. So that's cool. I like that. All right, let's see how this bad boy is. So on the nose is okay. It's honestly, it's not one that really wows you. It's not a big wow on the nose, but it's decent though. A lot of traditional notes, so I can see the similarities with like the whole Stagg. You do get like the brown sugar, the caramel, some maple syrup. So this is not, I mean, it's definitely some similarities in the nose. The nose just doesn't really wow you. It's not like extremely well rounded. It doesn't like kind of drag you in. That's the only key difference. I will say that. All right. $23 whiskey. We shall see. Woo! No age statement. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where are we going here, Bourbon Judge? Let's get into it. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts on Benchmark Foolproof. And last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time. Cheers, everybody. Ooh. Ooh. That is interesting. Okay. So a couple of things come to mind. Number one, the nose does match the palate. definitely a lot of like caramel, brown sugar, maple syrup. The palate and like the finish is extremely hot, and it's not very well rounded, but it is okay, right? We also have to think about the fact of what's the price point. It's a $23 bottle. So the question is, Bourbon Judge, is this a buy? Is it a do not buy? And which one and why? The judgment is in. I'm actually gonna give this one a split decision. Hear me out. Here's the reason why. I would say this is a buy if you are someone that is newer to whiskey and you're kind of working your way up. You started with like the 90 proofs, then you went to like maybe like a bottled and bond, like a 100 proof point, and now you're looking for more of like a either not a full cask strength, but a higher full proof type of a whiskey, and you're trying to make that leap of faith and you want something to try. In my opinion, if you're trying to make that leap of faith, I would say definitely go ahead and try this. And I think you probably will like it. It's a really good starting higher proof whiskey. Another great option I'm going to give you that's out there, in my opinion, that not the exact same proof point, but definitely up there, better quality as a whole, a little bit more well-rounded, and only a couple dollars more, is Old Grandad 114. In my opinion, OGD 114 is honestly a fantastic whiskey day in, day out, and is, in my opinion, definitely way better than Benchmark Full Proof. And also the reason why I gave this a split decision, because again, even though I'm saying this is a buy, it's a buy for a certain category of people. If you're an experienced, if you're an experienced whiskey drinker, this is probably not the best one you want to pull out. You may want to go more toward like a 1792 full proof, an Elijah Craig barrel proof, or one of the Larcenies. But if you're an experienced drinker, yeah, maybe stay away. Is it the exact same as like Stagg Jr? No way. Let's not even play that game. It's not. It's not. It's decent. It sips decent. It sips okay. But it's definitely not one I'm going to be bringing out when my fellas come over for my cigar night, when we all hang out on the deck saying, hey, guess what? I got some Benchmark Full Proof. Hey, until the next time, my friends. Peace. Cheers. Salute. Take care.